Hi, my name's Tom, and I'm sitting in my columny big and tall office chair that I was sent in exchange for an honest review, and I am simply amazed. I have been using this chair for working from home for about a week now, and it is by far the most comfortable, the most throne-like, wonderfully beautiful office chair that I have ever sat in. And I'm a big guy. I'm about 6 foot 6'1". I'm under 300, but not by much. I'm a big guy, and I fit with plenty of comfort in this chair. This is like an office singular couch. It's an office couch, and it is wonderful. I'm going to show you all the features of it, but I just want to kind of tell you that I have been sitting in this for a while. I've used it. It's great for my back. I have lower back pain, not so much upper back, more lower back pain, and this has really worked well for it. So I'm going to start off on the bottom here and kind of work our way up. This starts off right off the floor here, right here. This is a metal frame. This is all welded together. It's a heavy metal piece of equipment. It's a 5-star wheel frame. These wheels are very heavy duty plastic. They do roll very easily on carpeting. I'm imagining they work great on the floor. They really do work really well. They're easy to push around. No problems there. But again, this is kind of a welded metal frame, all metal, no plastic, no special coverings or anything. This is just heavy duty. The chair itself is heavy. It comes in a big box. All the pieces are heavy, but that's needed for strength and for stability. And man, does this thing exceed in those things. The piston itself is a nice big piston. It does have a little plastic cover on it. No big deal. Now, underneath, right off the bat, I want to show you a couple neat things here. You do have a tension adjuster, just like all the other tension adjusters. You actually control how you rock back and forth, so you can rock back and forth in this chair. That's actually kind of nice. However, it doesn't have any of those metal bars that you normally find. Instead, it has these two little switches here, kind of like little paddles you kind of push up. One will actually allow the piston to go up and down. Right now it's all the way up. You just kind of reach under and just do it like that, so you don't have to actually reach down to grab the pedals. And then the other one will actually control the rocking action. So right now it's locked upright. If you pull it up, you can actually unlock the chair, and then you can rock upright. It's a nice solid rock. It's a you're not going to fall over. It does put it back. I think it's 90 to 120 degrees. I think something along those lines. You check the listing to be sure. But it's a good locking mechanism that allows you to rock. And when you lock yourself in 90 degrees, you're not moving anywhere. It's a nice solid chair. You're not going to lean back and fall over. It doesn't let you do that. Next, I want you to look at this cushion. This is 6 inches of solid foam in here. It's beautiful. It looks amazing. This thing, these arms here, good 1.5, 2 inches of foam. Really very comfortable. Again, think of the most plushiest, think of the most wonderful leather couch, and you pretty much have that right here with this chair. Now, you also have a little pouch on the side. And this little pouch has, a little bubble in it, a little blow thing in it. We will talk about this in a second, but this is what makes the chair and your lower back feel so much better. I'll talk about that in a moment. These arms are big. They are hefty. They are wide. Plenty of wide space on the arms. This bladder right in here, this is kind of a great big air bladder. It's for lumbar support. You can actually use that little pumpy thing to go ahead and pump up the air bladder. And you can feel it. It's a solid pump. It's a solid lumbar support. It's really pretty amazing. Moving up the chair, we have a beautiful, again, thick leather headrest here. And the nice thing about this is, let me see if I can do this with one hand, push it up. But the thing is, it doesn't move around. Like once it's solid, it's solid. There we go. You can see it's a nice big headrest. So I'm only about 6 foot 6'1", and I'm fine with it, but you could easily push it up another 3 or 4 inches. So if you're taller, your head will still be fine. Mine's normally down here. You got plenty of growth space there. Now again, you can sit upright like this while you're actually using the chair at a computer or a desk or whatever you want. That's fine. However, there's that little front lever. You can press it. You kind of unlock it. There we go. And I can feel it, and there we go. Now I can actually rock back. I go back a good bit. My legs cannot even push me back, but I still feel very secure. I'm not going to fall back. Again, it's got those 5 wheels. They're plenty secure, and I can just kind of rock here like this. This is really pretty nice. Now, if you don't like the way it's rocking, again, remember that turn knob down there? That will control the tension of the rock, so you need a little more force to rock. Right now I have it pretty loose, so I can just kind of go back and forth. But if you tense it up a little bit, it'll be a little more of a slow rock. You won't be able to kind of just jump yourself back and forth the way I am. Let me show you how this little pump works. It's just like a blood pressure cuff. You ever been to the doctor? I'm going to press this button here, and I feel my back kind of sinking in. All the air is being pushed out of the pillow. I can hear it now. I'm going to let it go. Now it's locked. Now all I can do is keep pumping it, and I can actually feel my lumbar. I can feel the pillow getting larger and larger against my lumbar and kind of pushing against it, and I can get it just to where I actually want it. And I'll go, oh, that feels, oh man, it actually makes you sit up straighter. You say, wow, that's pretty good. It's got a lot of pumps to it. I mean, I've gone to about 20, 25, 30 pumps here. I'm probably close to that now. And I was like, okay, that's pretty good, but oh, you know what? I overdid a little bit. No big deal. Just press the button, release some of the air, and we're good. Now, this is not just dangle. It sits right here in the little pocket, and it's good. I'm going to be honest, I've pumped this up in the morning, fully expecting myself to have to go ahead and adjust it throughout the day. But in this week's-long trial, it has not changed at all. And by the end of the day, I have no pressure change as far as I can tell. I will sometimes release it and repump it just to kind of see. But no, it feels great. It's a good solid pump. It's a great gradated way to kind of make your lumbar just what you need. So instead of like putting it like 3 little settings or pillows or anything, this is each pump is just a little tiny fraction of a growth. And as you pump it up, you can kind of feel it against your lumbar. And it really does feel really, really good. Like right now, I'm probably still a little too firm. So I'm going to release a little bit. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that feels better. All right, there we go. Let's talk about assembly. One, it does come in a big box. It is pretty heavy to move in. Once you get all the pieces out, they are heavy but not unmanageable. It's relatively easy to assemble. There's probably less than 20 screws and bolts altogether. It's actually not a bad build. You have 2 or 3 screws for the chair, for the actual arms. You have a couple screws for the chair base and the back to the actual base of the seat. But otherwise, it's really, that's all there is to it, is a bunch of screws. You do get a little tool like this. They give you one of these, not one of those little cheapy Allen wrenches they have. You give you one of these. This is much more comfortable, and it fits on both of the on all the screws they have. So it's actually a real nice little tool to have. And they also give you some extra pieces. They give you like 1 or 2 of extra screws just in case you actually lose one by accident. It comes with paper instructions. There's also a video instructions. I was able to put it together with paper instructions. Probably took me about 40 minutes, maybe 30, 35 to 40 minutes, all told. If you're going to put this somewhere, though, again, make sure that you have the space to assemble it, or space to actually rest it. And then you might want to leave a little extra space for the actual assembly of it. Because a couple times you got to put it on its side, you got to put arms on, you got to put it on the other side, you got to put back on. It's just easier to kind of move it around somewhat. But it's not a hard assembly process. It just takes a little bit of time because the pieces are big and heavy duty and really solidly built. Overall, I love this chair. This is now my go-to office chair. This is my office chair now. I've had a couple other chairs here and there. I've had some ergonomic chairs. I've had some smaller chairs, but I'm a bigger guy, and this is by far my favorite, my most comfortable chair. I have sat in this chair and gamed for hours. I have sat in this chair on Zoom calls. I've sat and done work. I've done mouse and keyboard and got up and got down, whatever. You can raise the height of it. You can raise the headrest back and forth. I can rock, and I do rock back and forth often. I go back and I click it, I unclick it, and I kind of go rock back and forth, and then I'll go ahead and tighten it back up, and I'll sit up in my Zoom meeting like I'm actually paying attention. This is a really, really comfortable office chair, especially for bigger people. I did have my neighbor come over. I have a larger neighbor, and he likes to test the big office chairs. He came over, he tested it. He really liked it a lot too. He was actually very impressed, and I gave him the link just in case he wanted to pick one up. But he is very impressed with this one. He thought it was really, really good. He was a little worried about the arms fitting under his desk, but again, if your desk is high enough, it will. But normally, again, that's not really a big concern because you can be much more comfortable rather than slide it under a desk. So yeah, this is a really, really nice chair for tall people, for bigger people. Even if you're not and you just want an impressive looking chair, this is really the kind of chair that will just make people go, wow. Even in the office, when nobody's here, my wife, when she first saw it, she said, wow, that's a nice looking chair. And yeah, it is a nice looking chair. That's exactly right. And it feels just as good as it looks. So yes, I would highly recommend this Colony office chair. It really is very comfortable. It's wonderful. Again, just make sure you have the space for it, and make sure you're ready to kind of move it in. We actually we actually built it in this room just to make sure I can get it around my desks and whatnot. But now that it's here, oh, it's wonderful. It's made my workday so much better. The lumbar support has been great. The rocking has been great. Just the comfort level of this chair really makes it feel like I'm not even in an office chair. I'm just hanging out on the couch, having a good time. This is one to buy. I highly recommend it.